Welcome back to the heart of the drama here at Whispers of Turkish Stars, your calm harbor in the noisy sea of headlines, where we don't just skim the surface, we sift through the quiet pauses, the loaded glances, and the sentences that end exactly where the truth begins. Today, the pulse of the internet is racing. We're unpacking a moment that cracked open the hush of dawn at an airport and sent shockwaves through fan communities, comment sections, and group chats everywhere. It involves a woman who can say everything without saying much at all, and a man who has learned the discipline of guarding what matters. Yes, we're stepping into the orbit of the captivating, infuriatingly private pairing, Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç. Before we rewind the cameras and follow the thread of what unfolded at the terminal, make sure you're anchored here. Subscribe so you never miss a deep read, and hit the bell so you're first to know when a story starts vibrating through the timeline. If you value narration that treats people with respect even while examining the spectacle around them, consider joining Whispers of Turkish Stars. Your support lets us tell these stories with nuance and care. Now, breathe in. We're walking into the eye of this storm, Elçin and Barış. In those muted, pre-sunrise hours. When airports are a mosaic of hoodies and headphones, when the clack of suitcase wheels is the loudest sound and goodbyes are whispered rather than spoken, a current moved through the terminal. It wasn't visible, but everyone felt it. A hush, a collective in-breath, and then a surge. Photographers flocked like gulls sensing a shift in the tide. Shutters fired, split-second lightning stitching across polished floors. The center of it all was Elçin Sangu, a figure of calm pulled into a whirlwind she's been avoiding with exquisite grace for months. Her name has hovered over shipper threads and gossip corners like a blinking cursor waiting on a confession. The question beneath every edit and every theory has been constant: what is actually happening in the private world of Barış Arduç? The Whisper Network started with innocent speculation, then, because the internet loves momentum, vaulted into wilder territory. Some fans wrote it like an epic, that they were not just close, not just in sync, but possibly already bound by some secret promise. Sensible voices pushed back on that, reminding everyone there was no proof, just yearning and imagination, but the story kept growing legs. Through all of it, Elçin stayed immaculate in her restraint. No clarifications, no denial, no confession. She was the patron saint of the artful non-answer. But the terminal yesterday was different. That anonymous space became a stage. A voice, bold, calculating, perhaps a little desperate, cut across the soft murmur of announcements and the beep of scanners. It didn't bother with preamble. It didn't soften the blow. The question came like a stone dropped into still water: Elçin Hanım, is it true you and Barış have made it official? You could feel the crowd lean forward. Everyone expected her signature move: keep walking, keep smiling, offer nothing. Not this time. The air shifted. Elçin stopped. It wasn't dramatic, but it was deliberate. A pause so precise it felt rehearsed, chin lifted a fraction, spine straight, the energy of a woman who refuses to be pinned down and yet doesn't mind meeting the gaze of a curious world. That faint, infuriatingly gentle smile bloomed, the one that launches 10,000 theories, and the temperature of the hallway seemed to dip. Cameras edged closer like sharks catching the scent of certainty. Excitement buzzed. Questions tumbled over each other. Are you two in a good place? Have the families met? Are you taking separate flights to the same city to avoid being photographed together? Will there be an announcement soon? She let the noise crest and then, like she always does, she controlled the rhythm. I understand why people want clarity, she said, her tone unbothered, the smile giving nothing away. Some things grow better when you stop rushing them. My heart is quiet. The rest will find its moment. Those words dissolved into the space between camera and subject and hung there like perfume you can't outrun. Then she turned, offered her passport with steady hands, and walked through the barrier without so much as a backward glance. The clip ricocheted across platforms in minutes. Old interviews got dredged up, and one line resurfaced from just days ago: Barış, caught outside a rehearsal, met with the inevitable, his personal life. He didn't flinch. I prefer not to discuss what's private, he told the reporters, voice even, posture unruffled. But I'm in a good place. If that sentence was a magnet, today's airport moment was iron filings flying into formation. His calm and her artful patience were now the scaffolding for every theory on the planet. Let's take a beat, whispers of Turkish star's family. What we're witnessing is a masterclass in navigating fame by soul and not by spectacle. Two people, both veterans of the spotlight, both choosing restraint, both refusing to let noise dictate their narrative. Is the ambiguity a shield for something fragile and important? Is it deliberately theatrical, a slow burn reveal? Or is it the simplest truth, a boundary drawn in permanent ink? Tell us how you read it. Drop your thoughts, respectfully, in the comments. And if this story pulled you in, tap like so more eyes find their way here. By lunchtime, what should have been a routine airport sighting turned into the talk of the week. The internet fractured into teams, each absolutely sure they'd cracked the code. One group swore the puzzle was already solved. Another argued that her trip abroad was personal in a way the public had no right to dissect. A third voice, quieter, more rational, kept reminding everyone that much of what's trending is fan fantasy and nothing more. Then came the screenshot. A blurry departure board with two flights scheduled to land in the same city within minutes of each other. Was he on one? Was she on the other? Could that even be real? There was no proof. There rarely is. But possibility is intoxicating, and speculation replicates faster than certainty. As the afternoon sun shifted, the edits got sharper. Clips slowed to catch the half moment before her lips moved. Angles zoomed to capture a dimple that appears only when she's truly at ease, claimed one thread, others insisted the way she shifted her weight signaled a softness she couldn't hide. The jewelry autopsy began. Was that ring new or something from deep in the archive? Was the bracelet a gift? Did her sweater echo a tone he wore last week? Even the strap of her bag became a clue, as if the secret of the universe might be solved by zooming into pixels. Across fan spaces. Especially those who've loved them since their on-screen chemistry turned into a cultural moment, messages poured in. She looks grounded, somebody wrote, and that line got repurposed beneath every re-upload. There's a warmth you can't manufacture, someone else noted. Skeptics remained skeptical. It's publicity, they said. They know exactly what they're doing. It's an elegant drip feed. And honestly? Even that sounded like admiration. Because what we saw today was choreography. These two know the steps, you give a hint, you refuse the headline, you let the audience lean closer because they want to, not because you demanded it. If you watched the uncut video, there was one last detail. After her final sentence, after the reporters lowered their microphones, Elçin lifted her hand, just a small wave to the crowd, gracious, final, like a velvet rope being drawn. She handed over her phone with the boarding pass lit up, moved through the glass partition, and vanished into the constellation of gates and numbers where cameras lose their power. The clip ended, but the conversation didn't. It migrated. People dug up old exchanges where she talked about choosing patience, about not rushing what deserves to last. They paired them with Bari's remarks about focus, respect, and the sanity-saving practice of keeping a piece of your life untouched by commentary. Placed side by side, these fragments form a mosaic that makes today feel inevitable. You can almost sense both of them steering the current without ever grabbing the wheel. No grand declarations. No stunts engineered for clickbait. Just a refusal, polite, consistent, to let rumor rank higher than reality. Tonight, fans are sure we're standing at the threshold of something. Maybe not an exhaustive press conference with timelines and backstories, but perhaps a photo that says more than a caption could. Perhaps a shared appearance that explains itself. Perhaps simply a single sentence that invites the world to exhale. So what's actually on the table? The most breathless corners of the internet floated words that even they admitted were wishful, pushing ideas with no evidence beyond dreams. Others suggested a planned reveal aligned with a project or milestone. And then there's the quiet possibility, the one that seems truest when you listen carefully to how they both speak, two people tending a private garden in a crowded city, promising to open the gate only when they're ready. It's suspense, yes, but threaded with tenderness. That's why this morning's moment traveled so fast, because warmth moves quicker than scandal. Here's the part that belongs to the week, the sentence she gifted the cameras. In a handful of words, she shifted the conversation from accusation to anticipation. That clip will be replayed and remixed, looped under candlelit restaurant shots, laid over the sterile calm of lounge chairs, slowed until every blink looks like a proclamation. Whether it leads to a vow, a work announcement, or a continuation of dignified quiet, it will be remembered as the morning when silence became story. Thank you for walking into the center of it with us on Whispers of Turkish Stars. If this journey resonated, share it with someone who understands how complicated and human these moments are. Don't forget to subscribe, tap like, and hit join if you want to keep this kind of thoughtful storytelling alive. Until we meet again, keep your eyes open and your hearts kind, and remember, sometimes the truest thing in the room is the space between what's said and what's meant.